Ba da 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 da. I think I messed up the rhythm on that. Hello and welcome back to the Blue Ribbon Guide. We are doing Duke and Dimwit Theater. The equipment I'm wearing is the same from the Upzeal, except I'm wearing Blood to Salt and Last Man Standing. I think it's a bit of a better gear option. So let's get started. This one is a little bit harder than the Upzeal, but it's not too bad. Also, something I noticed is that Dimwit is spelled with one T in this game. The reason I point that out is because I believe some people spell it with two T's. So this one, you need to defeat all the enemies with a shotgun. What I like to do is I like to get really up close to the RPG men and just hold return to center on them. That way they are forced to melee you and they don't accidentally do splash damage to other enemies, which will fail the challenge. And once you're done with the return to sender trap, just throw it out there. You don't have to worry about that mosquito. It's not actually an enemy you have to kill. As you can see, it just disappeared. So yeah, it's not actually an enemy you have to worry about. It's just he's there for some reason. And on to the second wave. We have to kill two enemies using a possessed patriot. What I like to do first is there'll be a barge on the left. As you can see, it pops up there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reel in the fireman with Undertow and kill him first, so that way that, you know, the fireman and the patriot don't have to spend ages fighting, and, you know, it makes things easier because then the patriot just has to face regular enemies. Gonna reel in the fireman and kill him. And then we'll go ahead and possess our patriot friend. George Washington is under my control. And when you possess a heavy hitter, there's a 50% less possession duration, so you'll have to keep possessing him every few seconds. And this one, he jumped down for some reason. I think because of that one guy there. Typically, I can only get the handyman and then he'll stay up there, but whatever. Kind of works out because I could just do that. But yeah, after those enemies are killed, there'll be Azeliot, and then once you see that ribbon completion thing, then you can just go ahead and kill the other enemies. But just make sure to kill that fireman first. Alright, and that is wave 2. I think this is also the first time I've done Duke and Dimwit flawless. I don't know if I could do Raven's Dome and Emporia's Arcade though. So this one, we need to kill or cause 3 firemen to self-destruct while being held by either Undertow or Bucking Bronco. What I like to do here is, first I'm trying to figure out a way to not die from fall damage. What I like to do is I'll just reel in 3 firemen. Eventually, sometimes you'll reel in a mine. But I'll reel those guys in, damage them a little, and then I don't think you necessarily have to, but I like to, you know, use Murderer Crows, then Shock Jockey, and then I'll just blast them with an RPG, and it should be enough to cause them to explode. As you can see, I just exploded 4 guys there, so yeah, basically you just need to reel 3 in, lift them up with Bucking Bronco, and then just blast them with an RPG. Another way you could do it is damage them, and then as they're about to self-destruct, send them up in the air with Bucking Bronco. But it's kind of less consistent with the timing. So this, we need to damage 5 enemies with Vigor traps. So what I like to do is there'll be a flak cannon running along right there. Charge up to him, and then we're gonna kill 3 enemies. Or 2, I guess. And then these guys are gonna spawn in, and I'm just going to Bucking Bronco these guys, and then use a Devil's Kiss trap to kill them all. And you can tell it's a trap because that little white circle and the center of my reticle completely went away. And yeah, we just gotta finish off this last enemy here. And then you're set. So just charge up to that flak cannon, kill about 2 guys, and then you can go ahead and Bucking Bronco the guys that spawn in and murder them. Why is this frozen? Why is this not working? Hold on. Break time. Intermission. There we go. That was weird. Alright, this next wave we're gonna have to beat it in under 45 seconds. Pretty much it's up to you how you want to deal with this. The way I do it is sometimes it works out, but I'll grab the skyline here and then I'll shoot that guy and then that sniper, and then typically those guys will get on the line and you can just take care of them and then strike that last guy. But it doesn't really matter how you do it so long as it's just under 45 seconds, so whatever suits you really. And then we're on to the next wave. We gotta defeat the handyman while he's electrocuting a skyline. The premise of this one is just to damage the handyman until he's at low health, and then try and get him to electrocute the skyline, and then finish him off there. As you can see, I forget my button combinations. Trying to pay attention to his health, make sure I don't kill him. See, he's pretty low health now, so I'm just gonna get on the skyline and wait for him to shock it. And that's pretty much it. Just get him to a low health, and then once he's at low health, get him to shock the skyline, and then you're all set. This one we need to defeat 5 enemies with Undertow, which is pretty simple. We can do this with the barge that's coming in. So we just need to sort of wait for them to get on over here. And then we're just gonna push them all off with Undertow. And then we can take care of the other barge however we like. Alright, and then we have this wave, which is, in my opinion, the worst wave in this challenge. So there's going to be a barge with with rockets on it, and we need to possess those rockets in order for it to kill 2 enemies. The only issue is that the accuracy of that gun is very not good, and the damage output isn't really that high. So this is a wave that does require a lot of patience and can be very tedious. But what I like to do is get on this here, land there, and then I'm going to reel in that flak cannon and just send him off. We don't need to deal with him. And then there should be 1 or 2 enemies who are going to jump off that barge. Maybe. No, it doesn't seem like it for this one. So we're just going to reel in someone. And then we're going to start possessing this rocket. And it's going to be a minute. Like I said, the damage output is not really that high, so you might want to do a little damage. I chose the pistol. Just try not to kill the enemy. But it'll make things a little bit faster if you just sort of do a little damage to the enemy. I think we got 1 kill there because of that friend kill modifier. Then we're just gonna have to wait for the shotgun guy. And then back in this little area here, there is some salts in case you need them. And also, if the rockets so happen to kill the enemy but just come off of possession, I don't think it counts. So you want to try and possess it as quickly as you can. And as you can see, that one guy just fell off. I don't know where he went. Just decided he had enough and went away. And I need to grab some medicine because I am dying. And as you can see, we got that. And then we can take care of this turret here. So you just reel in and send off the volley gunner, and then just keep possessing the turret. You might have to reel in a few guys into the map and just have a lot of patience with that wave. I think that wave is probably the worst in this challenge. This one you need to defeat an enemy with different types of weapons. So I choose the heater and the burst gun because no one in this map has it. So every enemy you kill, it has to be a different weapon and a different vigor. So I'm going to kill this guy with the burst gun, and then we're done with that. Can't use it again. Just going to use return the sender to protect myself. Kill that guy with the heater. We can use the machine gun. Alright, so the machine gun is done. I'm going to pick up this guy's crank gun. And then there's an RPG right here, next to the ice cream, of course. Where I take care of the Zealot using it. Eventually. Alright, so the RPG is done. And then next to the other Patriot up here, there is a tear that you can open that has a bunch of different weapons in it. So you just return the sender to protect myself. And I'm going to grab the sniper rifle here, use it on that guy. Grab the carbine, use it on him. Grab the volley gun, that guy. And then this guy I'm just going to use the crank gun on. So yeah, every enemy just has to be a different weapon or vigor. Be careful with splash damage because it will fail the challenge. So if you are using the RPG or something like Devil's Kiss, just be careful. This one we can only use charge, return the sender, and shotguns. And it's not too bad of the wave. Especially if you have everything upgraded, charge gives you a bit of invincibility. What I like to do is do the same thing from the first round, just get really up close to the flak cannons so they can't do splash damage to other people, because they'll have to melee you. And once those guys are taken care of, just take care of the other guys, using only charge, shotgun, and return the sender. So yeah, just get really up close and personal using return the sender with the flak cannons, because they won't fire at you, they'll just try and melee you. And you won't cause damage to other enemies and fail the challenge. This one is a little bit tricky. This one we need to kill the Patriot with the possessed enemy. Typically this doesn't go too well. So the first thing I do is I just go over here, use return the sender to protect myself, and then I'm going to lower the health of the Patriot by a lot. Try not to kill it, of course. And I got a little lucky there because I wasn't sure if I was going to kill it or not. And then we just start possessing enemies. And it's more than likely that you're going to be down to your last enemy. And you just kind of want to hope that no enemy gets too close to the Patriot. I'm trying to sort of keep the Patriot distracted here. As you can see, down to my last guy. And he takes care of the Patriot. It can be a little inconsistent, I think, especially if the enemy decides to just jump up on the barge that you're on, because the Patriot will do his crank gun melee, and it's a one hit for those common enemies. So it's a little bit tricky, but I would just lower the health of the Patriot, try and distract the Patriot, and just keep possessing enemies. This one, we need to use Vigor Traps. I'm just going to use Devil's Kiss. And kablam. We're all set on that. Elizabeth is looking very concerned. Don't worry. We got this. We can get all these ribbons. This one you need to kill 5 enemies with a single Devil's Kiss blast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge my way up there. And then I'm going to wait for the charge effects to wear off, so that way I don't accidentally get like a Devil's Kiss charge combo, because I think that might ruin the blue ribbon challenge, even though I got it here. I'm not exactly sure how I got it. I have no clue, but whatever, we'll speculate later. So once that wears off, just throw a trap in there, and should be able to take care of them all relatively fast. I think maybe the volley gunner might have shot me, but I don't know. I don't know how I got that. But we're down to our last 2 waves. This one we need to defeat a handyman using a Tesla coil through a tear. This one requires a little bit of patience. What I like to do is just take care of the soldiers first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to damage the handyman until he gets to low health. And then I like to use this Tesla coil here. And we're just going to be very patient with this guy, because he's going to hop around a lot. And of course, like I said, we're going to get him to some very low health, because the Tesla coil only does like 225 damage. And of course, you can always use Return the Sender to protect yourself. And then eventually we're gonna get this. Also, I got this entire thing flawless, yet I got a lower score than my best score, so I don't know how that worked. I guess I just got more modifiers doing it without all the blue ribbons. I don't know. I imagine the blue ribbons would give you a lot of points, but apparently not. Okay, so you get the point. Eventually he'll come over here, and then we can take care of him. Yeah, I know Emporia's Arcade has like 2 blue ribbon challenges that require a ton of patience. So can't wait to get to those. The last one here is we just need to beat the wave under 1:30. What I like to do is I just like to stun everyone with Murder of Crows and try and take care of them as fast as I can. Alright, so then once everyone on the barges are taken care of, you can go ahead and head into the Zeppelin. Again, you can do it however you like, just make sure it's under 1:30. And then you do have to destroy the engine for this one. And then you just kind of walk on out of here, and then you're done.
Carry forth and fight well. Make a meal of thy enemies as they would of you.
So yeah, that was Duke and Dimwit Theater. It's not too bad, but things are going to start picking up with Raven's Dome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know. And good luck. And then we'll get to Raven's Dome next time. And then finally, Emporia Arcade. Alright, see ya.